Chapter 1. The Invitation to Sail begins as the golden orb of the sun tenderly kisses the horizon, casting a magical glow over the ancient river. This serene journey initiates on a traditional Nile riverboat, its time-worn planks whispering stories of bygone eras. As the evening unfurls, the sky transforms into a canvas of soft orange and pink hues, a celestial spectacle reflecting upon the placid waters. Each ripple seems to carry a quiet message from the depths of history, stories once echoed in the grand halls of pharaohs and sealed within the mystic pyramids. The gentle lapping of the water against the boat's side becomes a hypnotic rhythm, coaxing you into a state of profound relaxation. As night descends, the stars begin their ancient vigil overhead, their twinkling lights a guide on this timeless passage. With each bend of the river, the landscape changes subtly. The shadows of date palms and distant minarets playing on the water's edge, crafting scenes that feel drawn from a pharaoh's dream. The soft breeze carries the scent of blooming lotuses, mingling with the crisp air of the desert night. The storyline, as languid and continuous as the river itself, meanders through the myriad of civilizations that have sipped from the Nile's life-giving waters, each leaving their indelible mark upon the sandy tapestries of Egypt. The riverboat, a silent witness to the constant flow of time, floats effortlessly, guided by the gentle currents and the expertise of its captain, a descendant of generations who revered this river as a god. This journey invites you to leave behind the mundane, to sail through night skies lit by celestial bodies and stories that have survived the passage of millennia. It's a voyage into tranquility, a drifting slumber under the vast, starlit skies, serenaded by one of the world's most majestic rivers. Here, under the nurturing gaze of the cosmos, enveloped by the whispers of ancient legends, peace finds its home. As the final rays of the sun bid farewell to the horizon, Chapter 2 unfolds aboard the enchanting dreamboat. The vessel, a traditional wooden riverboat, gently begins its voyage on the tranquil Nile. Every creak of the aged wood resonates with echoes of a timeless past, while the cool evening breeze carries whispers of ancient tales. Set against a canvas of the ever-changing sky, now awash with strokes of orange and pink, the scene invites one to a deeper contemplation of history, heritage, and serenity. The soft, rhythmic lap of the river against the boat's hull becomes a soothing lullaby, seducing one into a state of utter relaxation. Each bend of the river reveals a new chapter of a living museum. Lush riverbanks dotted with palm trees sway softly, while silhouettes of distant temples stand as custodians of mystique and grandeur. Under the emerging tapestry of stars, the narrative meanders through stories of pharaohs whose spirits seem to animate the very landscape. The boat drifts onward, guided by the constellations that once navigated the ancient mariners. With a leisurely grace, it passes under the watchful gaze of the Sphinx, its eyes seemingly fixated on the celestial above, lost in eternal riddle. As the night deepens, so does the enchantment, with each whisper of the wind bringing an ancient lullaby, and every glance at the shore a scene from a centuries-old tale. By the time the moon casts its silver glow over the river, the stories permeate dreams, offering a night of peaceful slumber cradled in the bosom of history. Here on the dreamboat, where time seems to stand still under the starlit sky, one finds not just a journey on a river, but a voyage through the ages, a drift through dreams. Here, the river itself narrates a lullaby of civilizations long embraced by the sands, yet alive in the gentle flow of the Nile. As the sun dipped below the horizon, its final rays cast a spectrum of fiery orange and soothing pink across the vast canvas of the sky, signaling the beginning of Chapter 3, Departure at Dusk. Aboard a traditional riverboat, gently swaying on the Nile, a silent congregation of passengers watched this celestial artistry unfold. The water, touched by twilight, mirrored the ethereal colors overhead, blurring the line between river and sky. The soft lapping of the Nile's currents against the wooden hull of the boat became a rhythmic whisper, harmonizing with the distant calls of the river's wildlife. It was as if nature itself orchestrated a lullaby for the souls embarking on this serene journey. Each stroke of the oars by the boatman contributed to this melody, a subtle, soothing sound that commanded an ancient echo of the past. The riverboat floated past landscapes that were as ageless as they were majestic. The silhouettes of distant pyramids, a testament to a civilization long vanished, yet forever whispered about in the winds of the Nile, rose proudly against the night sky, now starting to twinkle with its first stars. The air was filled with tales of pharaohs, of monumental deeds and mystical gods, each story etched into the stone of temples and tombs, resisting the erosions of time. As night deepened, the canopy of stars stretched infinitely above, a glittering tapestry of cosmic art. The passengers, now fully embraced by the tranquility of the journey, found themselves drifting into a contemplative silence, their thoughts as meandering as the river itself. Each bend in the Nile revealed a new chapter of both human history and natural splendor, promising more wonders as the journey continued under the starlit skies. Through the hypnotic, slowing pace of the narrative and the murmuring of the river, listeners were not just traveling, they were being transported back in time, wrapped in the gentle embrace of history, lulled towards a peaceful slumber by the ancient, flowing waters of one of the world's most enchanting rivers. In Chapter 4, Under the Stars of Giza, the journey continues, not just along the meandering paths of the mighty Nile, but into the depths of tranquility and time itself. As the stars begin to prickle the canvas of the evening sky, our traditional riverboat floats silently past the eternal watchfulness of the Sphinx. The soft murmur of the river, a gentle hymn to the gods of old, accompanies us under a burgeoning night. The Nile, under the cloak of dusk, transforms from a life-giving river into a silver ribbon, threading through the heart of ancient civilizations entombed in the sands of Egypt. Here, the pulse of life slows, the breath deepens, and the mind drifts to the whispered legacies of pharaohs who once gazed upon these same constellations. Imagine the cool night breeze that dances across the deck, carrying with it the scents of blooming lotuses and the distant echoes of the day's end. As the hues of the sunset give way to the deep blues and purples of twilight, the outlines of the great pyramids of Giza emerge in the distance, bathed in the ethereal glow of moonlight. Each stone, a silent sentinel, stands as a testament to Egypt's glory and mystery. It is under this celestial gallery, where stars spill secrets, that our minds wander to the tales of gods and men entwined with the destiny of this magical river. Your eyelids grow heavier with each gentle rock of the boat, and the starlit sky weaves dreams upon dreams, inviting the soul to float away into peaceful slumber. Imagine surrendering to the cradle of civilization, under the watchful guard of the cosmos, enveloped by the serenity of one of the world's most majestic rivers. As we drift beneath these ancient skies, let us be lulled into rest by the lapping waters, under the vast, infinite beauty of the stars of Giza. As Chapter 5, titled Whispering Winds of Luxor, unfolds, so does a breathtaking canvas of the Egyptian twilight over the enduring Nile. Here, aboard a traditional riverboat, the ambience shifts subtly under the celestial ballet of an ever-deepening sunset. Shades of orange bleed into pink, mirroring the ancient sands below. The rhythm of the river, a gentle and unceasing lap against the wooden hull, serves as a natural metronome to the world around. It lulls the senses into a tranquil state, one that harmonizes effortlessly with the sprawling silence of Luxor's mysterious lands. The whispering winds carry with them stories, as old and as rich as civilization itself. They murmur tales of mighty pharaohs, whose whispers of power and spirituality shaped the course of human history, their legacies etched into the colossal pyramids, standing resilient against the sands of time. As the evening star emerges to cast its gentle glow, an ancient firmament rolls out above, punctuated by an ocean of twinkling celestial bodies. The scene invites the soul to wander off into contemplations of bygone eras, embroidered with myth and splendor. Every once in a while, the silvery moonlight catches the crest of the river's gentle waves, illuminating the papyrus reeds that sway quietly in the cool night breeze. These natural elements, all in orchestral sync, craft an experience that is as hypnotic as it is historic. The narrative of the luxuriant, lazy waters of the Nile has not just carved the physical landscapes it meanders through, but also the collective consciousness of cultures and civilizations that have flourished on its banks. Wrapped in the nourishing embrace of the Nile's whispering winds, the journey through Luxor is not merely a passage through physical space, but a float through time itself. Mere mortals are rendered mere observers, as the timeless river cradles them towards a serene slumber under starlit skies, wrapped in the soft, ancient echoes of Luxor's eternal lullaby. In Chapter 6, The Midnight Banquet, our serene journey along the Nile reaches a mystical crescendo under a velvet sky, pierced by the brilliant dance of stars. As the night deepens, guests aboard the traditional riverboat find themselves enveloped in an atmosphere thick with anticipation. Distant echoes of ancient musical chords float through the air, mingling with the soft lapping of the Nile against the boat's wooden sides, a harmonious lullaby sung by the river itself. Tables are set upon the open deck, dressed in linens as white as the full moon overhead. Lanterns flicker gently, casting shadows that play on the diners' faces, revealing smiles of quiet contentment. The banquet is a feast not only for the palate, but for the soul, featuring flavors that have seasoned the Egyptian landscape for millennia. Spiced aromas waft from dishes of slow-cooked lamb and freshly baked flatbreads, drawing together the culinary heritages of the people who have thrived by this great river's bounty. As you indulge in this sumptuous meal, the currents of history seem to draw nearer. Whispered tales of pharaohs and the builders of pyramids, of deities who once walked the earth and governed the very stars now twinkling above. These stories, told in soft, hypnotic tones by your guide, resonate in the cool night air, turning every word into a thread that weaves through the tapestry of the night. Throughout this chapter, the tranquility of the Nile intensifies the senses, allowing each guest to experience a moment out of time, a celestial connection to ancient civilizations that once gazed upon the same star-studded sky. The combination of the gentle rocking of the boat, the sparkle of myriad stars, and the rhythmic pulse of the water's flow cultivates a profound peace, nurturing sleep-buffered dreams, resonant with the echoes of a distant, yet eternally present past. The midnight banquet concludes with this magical sense of unity and wonder, leaving souls to drift into slumber on the cradle of the Nile, carried tenderly into the embrace of history. Welcome to Chapter 7, Legends of the Nile. As we embark on a serene journey down the life-giving waters of the Nile River aboard a traditional riverboat, the scene begins to unfold under a vast canvas of twilight skies. The sun, in its final act of the day, paints the heavens in deep oranges and soft pinks, setting the stage for a night of whispered legends and tranquil dreams. The gentle lapping of the river against the wooden hull of the boat creates a soothing rhythm, harmonizing with the distant calls of the river's wildlife. It's here, amidst the flowing waters, that the pulse of ancient Egypt can still be felt vibrating through the air. This river, a silent witness to millennia, has cradled civilizations, nurtured empires, and inspired countless myths and legends. As the stars begin to punctuate the sky, our narration dips into the tales of pharaohs whose mighty deeds are etched in stone and time. The pyramids, seen in the distance, stand as eternal testaments to Egypt's architectural and spiritual might, bathed now in the ethereal glow of starlight. Listen closely as the whispers of history tell tales of gods who walked the earth, of battles fought and won, and of the pharaoh's quest for immortality. Each wave against our boat carries echoes from the past, each ripple a story waiting to be told. This journey down the Nile is not just a passage through water, but a voyage back in time, inviting you to drift away under the protective gaze of the stars into a peaceful slumber cuddled by the stories of old and the gentle, perpetual embrace of one of the world's most majestic rivers. Here on the Nile, under the shield of the night, ancient tales come alive, and we are mere listeners, enraptured by the enduring legends woven into the fabric of this historical river. In Chapter 8, The Hidden Oasis, our voyage on the serene Nile takes a gentle turn from the known to the mystical. As twilight deepens, casting a ballet of shadows and highlights over the flowing waters, the riverboat whispers through the water, almost soundlessly parting the soft waves. The sky, a canvas of deepening blues, is pricked by the first hints of starlight, heralding the evening's embrace. Each star's twinkle is a story, an ancient echo of a time when pharaohs ruled these lands and gods walked beside mortals. Along the banks, the silhouettes of distant palm trees and ruins beckon, their shapes blurred and mysterious in the dim light. But it is beyond the typical path that our journey takes a detour, guided by the gentle currents towards an almost forgotten narrative. Nestled amidst these enduring landmarks lies a hidden oasis, a secret haven known only to the river and the stars. Here, the waters run clearer, touched by the magic that the ancient land guards fiercely. The air is cooler, fresher, filled with the whisper of papyrus reeds and the soft call of the night heron. This secluded oasis, with its tranquil pools reflecting the night sky, offers a rare glimpse into a peaceful sanctuary untouched by time or turmoil. Imagine the soft murmur of the river mingling with the rustling of the leaves, creating a hypnotic melody that lulls the senses into a state of serene contemplation. The essence of tranquility permeates this hidden gem, allowing those who discover it to pause, breathe, and connect with the soul of Egypt. As you drift slowly towards slumber, let the narrative of the hidden oasis envelop you in its gentle embrace, offering a reprieve from the world beyond the waters. This chapter, a lullaby sung by the ancient river, promises a night of peaceful dreams under the watchful gaze of the constellations that have witnessed millennia pass by on this majestic river. Chapter 9. Dawn over Aswan unfolds as a tranquil awakening along the graceful curves of the Nile River. Enveloped in the early morning serenity, the riverboat rests gently upon the water, cradled by the slow-moving current. As the first light of dawn pierces the horizon, the sky begins to illuminate in a breathtaking palette of soft blues and warm apricots, casting a spell of calm over the ancient landscape. The scene is a testament to timeless beauty, where the heart of Egypt beats in harmony with the river's flow. The soft murmur of the Nile, a continuous whisper, carries stories of yore, from the grand tales of pharaohs and their mighty reigns to the whispered secrets of hidden tombs and mystic rituals performed under the canopy of stars. Each ripple on the river's surface seems to carry echoes of history, inviting the soul to listen, to understand. As the sun ascends, its golden rays paint the sandstone cliffs and temples, which stand as sentinels of the past, each stone basking gloriously in the new light. Local fishermen cast their nets, their silhouettes etched against the glowing sky, continuing traditions that have not wavered under the weight of modern times. Herons glide gracefully over the water, their wings dipped in the cool morning air, hinting at the abundant life sustained by this magnificent river through ages. Your riverboat drifts onwards, unhurried, allowing you to absorb the peace that dawns bring, a sacred calm that seems almost palpable. The day begins with promises whispered by the wind, carrying the scent of fresh earth and blooming lotuses, wrapping all who journey here in a blanket of reverent awe. And as you watch the world awaken, there is a profound sense of connection, a reminder that we are but part of a larger, more majestic story being told by the earth itself, narrated by the timeless River Nile. As the closing chapter of our tranquil voyage along the Nile begins, the sun dips low in the horizon, cloaking the river in a warm, golden embrace. The water, a mirror to the sky, reflects the fleeting ballet of colors, from vibrant oranges to soft pinks, as evening ushers in a serene twilight. Chapter 10, titled Journey's Gentle End, invites you to relax deeper into the embrace of the riverboat, lulled by the rhythmic symphony of water gently kissing the wooden hull. In this hypnotic passage, the Nile slowly reveals its nighttime secrets, transforming the landscape into a silhouetted dreamscape. The stars begin to twinkle in the vast Egyptian sky, each one a silent witness to millennia of history. You can almost hear the whispers of ancient pharaohs, their tales of glory and mystique interwoven with the gentle breeze. The cool air carries the fragrance of lotus flowers, enhancing the sensory tapestry of our journey's end. Our riverboat, powered by the soft current, glides past shadows of towering pyramids. These monumental structures, seen under the cloak of night and framed by starlight, appear even more mystical than by day. As our guide recounts stories of gods and goddesses, of battles and peace, the language is soothing, almost lyrical, allowing your mind to drift along with the flow of the river. As the final pages of this chapter unfold, the boat finds a quiet cove to anchor for the night. The sounds of the water and whispering winds invite you to close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let the river's timeless lullaby guide you into a peaceful slumber. There, under the protection of the night sky and the watchful eyes of the ancients, the journey finds its gentle end, leaving a lingering sense of calm and wonderment in your soul. Thus concludes our serene passage down the Nile, a journey not just through space, but through time, amidst the eternal flow of one of the world's most majestic rivers.